I know we're running a little early. That's fine. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
This is exciting. This is our last meeting of the year for all of us. And then we'll reboot this thing in January. It'll be fantastic. All right. Well, welcome. Thank you for taking some time today. Again, I think what we've always, we started this probably last year. Now to kind of think back, trying to keep these to 30 minutes. Very top of mind information that I think is important for you, but I also want to make sure this is an opportunity for you to ask those questions, to not only get the updates about what's going on at the place you work, but also if you have questions, raise your hand, all right, or shout them out. But of course, I'm Tyler, I'm Executive Director. Jen is out today, so I'll be taking on Jen's portion as well, and Lindsay will wrap us up. So, first thing first. Sales and occupancy. Everybody sells. Why do we talk about sales and occupancy? Drives revenue. And we are really, really good at it. We're being recorded right now, so I won't say what I was going to. But we are very, very good at it. Like the best we've ever done this year. So let's celebrate. So I think 3 weeks ago we all got pretzels from LCS. We again achieved 100% sold. Give yourselves a round of applause. We're going to double down on that because we have 82 apartments sold. That's how many apartments we can sell right now on the independent living side, and that's what Anna, Cooper, and Heidi are responsible for. But as we've said, and this is a broken record, but it means to be said, it's the reason is you all in this room, right? We can't sell those apartments to welcome new residents to experience East Castle Place without the likes of your fantastic families and services. 18 total sales this year. Give yourselves a round of applause, because that's the most we've ever had in my time in over 5 years. Okay, in this one, we had an additional 30 sales of the new apartments, and those aren't even built yet, and we have 30 of those already sold, and that's the most we can sell out of there. If you're doing some math, I know Brad's not here, so he can't double check me, but that's 48 sales this year alone. That's a lot. That's a ton. Why were we able to do that? Well, it's because you all put up with the headaches of the construction process. You all kind of go through what we go through, which is working through resident concerns, also celebrating the resident successes, but more importantly, celebrating you and the services you provide, because ultimately, again, that's why the residents are here. So that's incredible. To end the year, we already have a couple closings lined up for the first quarter. All in all, that means that what East Castle is doing, what you're providing, is pretty awesome. So thank you for that. Assisted living, this average occupancy, again, I know could be much higher, but if you didn't know, we're also transitioning about 18 residents to the new Bradford Terrace building, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So that number was planned. Joe, Amy, and the team in the assisted living areas have done an incredible job supporting those residents. The health center, 32 on a budget of 3130. That's incredible. Give yourselves a round of applause for that. On average, it's probably about 40 admissions and discharges in a month. Again, that's more than one a day is probably what the health center is averaging to maintain that. If you've been up there, you know what those days and what that type of service is. And then memory support. We're 16 out of 15, or 16 out of 16 units fully occupied. I think today we're at 15 with number 16 in the wait. So again, we are doing extremely, extremely well from an occupancy standpoint, and that's to be celebrated because of what you do. So again, thank you for your efforts, and thank you for what we have to look forward to in the next year. So, that was last year, right? You're like, Tyler, it's only October 1st, the year's not over. Well, it is for us in our fiscal. Now we reset from zero, essentially, and restart it all again. So we're going to achieve another 10 sales this year and closings. We're going to move in those 30 new residences in about July. We're going to transition the 18 residents over from Water Tower into Bradford Terrace. All healthcare is going to be in one beautiful building. That's a lot, and that's just a little bit of a preview of what we have to look forward to really in the first part of this year. Any questions on the sales and occupancy, or why revenue and why we do and review this and selling everybody sells? What's that?
I say, yeah, why we do this?
Why did we do this?
Yeah.
Why do we do the sales and occupancy review? Because it helps pay the bills.
No, I'm saying, you must have misunderstood your question. You're saying, why we having this meeting? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, do you know why we're having this meeting? You don't know why we're having this meeting. Does anybody know why we're having this meeting right now, as we sit here today?
I know she said something about revenue.
So this meeting as a whole is to update everybody on what's going on for East Castle Place. The reason why we review sales and occupancy is because it's the revenue driver for the community. The revenue pays the expenses. The expenses help us all work here to support the residents and the care and services that are provided, that are wanted by the residents.
Okay, I just wanted to understand because
Yep.
I don't want to just be sitting here.
No, good
laughing.
question.
I don't know what I'm.
There you go, good questions. Gotta ask them. All right. Extraordinary impressions. This is one thing that we always want to go over. Again, there's 10 of them. We have a new hire orientee class going through right now, another 6 employees. Why don't I stop there? How many of you is this your first time here? All right. Well, welcome, and we'll talk about that in Jen's portion. When we go through the 10 hospitality promises, I always like to highlight one to focus on, and that is we treat everyone with courtesy and respect. We're not a team because we work together, we're a team because we respect, trust, and care for each other, right? Respect is foundational. It should have to be reviewed, but at times it does, right? It's something that I think often we take for granted, but we shouldn't, right? We all come from different walks of life. We all have different things going on in our lives. But at the end of the day, we're all here to support each other and to be that team to provide the care and services for our residents. The foundation of that is respect. And it doesn't matter if it's your department, across department, if it's myself, if it's Lindsay, if you're black, white, blue, or purple. Everybody deserves respect. And we need to make sure we're carrying that with us, regardless of where we are in East Castle Place, and honestly take it out with you when you walk out of this room, all right? And when you walk out of East Castle Place. So focus on that. Focus on the courtesy and respect, and think about how many things might have not even been an issue or we could resolve if we just remember, hey, I may not agree with you, but I respect you. I may not understand why, but I'm going to ask the question as to why instead of assuming something and responding with a rumor. Focus on respect. It's why we're here, right? We're a team. Let's be that. All right, renovation and expansion. How many of you knew we were going through some construction? How many of you know that you had to walk all the way around the building because there's a construction zone, right? I apologize, and I want to say thank you. Thank you for your understanding. We're going to get that lobby back open here, hopefully next week, maybe Friday. So we're pushing on that. But again, project overview. For those of you that's your first time, for those of you that haven't been here for the last 3 months, we are looking to right-size the campus from a healthcare component. We're also looking to make us more efficient as a staff and provide even better levels of service. Tentatively, October 19th. I can't believe we're saying that because it is October 4th currently. October 19th, it looks like we may get city inspection and city inspection for occupancy. That does not mean we are moving residents on the 19th of October. Please do not take that back to our residents in Water Tower and say, hey, you're moving on the 20th, because we still have to go through licensure. And the state has up to 90 days to do that. So, we will make sure we fully communicate that with you and with the residents when that time comes. But CJ Schmidt has said we're going to be ready to turn this building over to you on the 19th. Part of the reason they're able to do that on the 19th is because we shut down the lobby. There's a lot of logistics that are going to come into play, but the one thing you can be certain of is that lobby will be open. So, we're adding 30 new entrance fee apartments that we talked about, the new wellness center, and then renovating the first floor common areas. The first half of that common area is the main dining room, the general store, and the front desk is all going to be turned over to us by hopefully November 15th. Then they put up another barrier, still make sure we have egress in and out of the buildings, and they take the front lobby, so the circle drive, which will be off limits. You won't be able to get in through the Circle Drive. Everybody's going to come through Bradford Terrace, right? And so, working through some logistics, we'll be having some one-to-one conversations with those that it really impacts, like Lila and the front desk. But know that communication will be happening. Who knows where that bulletin board is for those construction updates?
By the time clock?
By the time clock, thank you. All right, so does that all make sense? There's a lot of complexity to this. Again, that north side of the construction, Mike.
After the 19th and before we have our state licensure, are we going to be giving tours in the newly renovated areas?
Yes, good question. I believe we will. We'll want to show that space off. We are looking at potentially doing a resident type of grand opening on the 26th of October, as well as maybe welcoming some partners. And obviously, we'll have employee tours and things of that nature so we can start to see, feel that space. Obviously, for the kitchen team, it's a brand new space. Do we have the right stuff? Do we know kind of the flow? Patience and respect is going to be needed as we transition through all of this, right? We're going to do our best to communicate to you ahead of time and throughout. But again, it's going to take all of us. So again, this is not just, what one person says goes. This is a collaborative effort, right? We have to collaborate in order to make this go well. But a part of that is you need to see the space. We'll show you a video here momentarily to kind of give you an idea of what the space is really shaping up to be. Again, the water tower building tentatively begins around that first of the new year. That's when those doors will all shut down. We'll be in a temporary fitness center, and then all the offices in the water tower building, all the residents in the water tower building will be moved out at that time. Worksite safety, it is our priority still. I want to maintain that. Thank you for everybody's efforts. We've had a safe work environment. We've had a safe project so far. Let's keep that up. Again, C.G. Schmidt's also had a very strong safety record. So again, the main concerns are that back alleyway. It gets very congested. We are going to be putting in some concrete into the main dining room, or not into the main dining room, into the main courtyard. And there's just a lot of deliveries that are going to be coming back and forth through there. So please be careful. Questions on the project. There are a ton of moving parts, and I know what I said may not make sense, but I'm happy to have those conversations one-on-one with you. You will start to see some more dates and things of that nature, some more areas open. For me, and for us, I think it's really exciting. It's a huge transformation within our community. Again, looking back to the 138 years of history that we've had and really pointing forward for the future of East Castle Place. So thank you for everybody that's been a part of this journey, and it's going to continue. And there's still going to be some headaches. So again, thank you for your understanding and patience. Questions? All right, let's see if I can get this video fired up. Alright, so that was a very quick overview of basically the entire project.
Wayfair has everything I need
I
to
bet
make
they
my
do.
home totally beautiful. Sometimes I'm a home party and never have to.
That's my 2-year-old. Just turned 2. Fun stuff. Sorry, not really sure. I know, right? Alright, so what you saw there was the main dining room, obviously the interior courtyard. You saw the first and second floors of Bradford Terrace. If you really want a sneak peek, you can walk through the tunnel of Bradford Terrace. In fact, if you don't know where that is, find a friend. That's where you're going to see the new salon, the new laundry room, the whole new basement. You kind of take a peek and understand what that's going to look like. Has anybody taken a gander down there? Bailey, it's right out of Bailey's office. So, see Bailey if you're wondering where that space is. Bailey, how do you think it looks compared to when you started? Looks very nice. All right.
Color
All
of
right.
water.
Really?
All right. Any questions?
We see
All right.
bathrooms.
So, HR update. Again, show of hands, new employees who's this their first all-staff meeting. Welcome to our new team members. So if you didn't want to raise your hand, that's okay. But you know who you are, and hopefully you've been welcome. So, time clock punching accuracy. Again, want to make sure you're punching in on time, 5 minutes before, 5 minutes after. Perfect attendance, have to be within that first 5 minutes. Perfect is perfect. That's all a part of the time clock punching for this. Relias, only complete 2022. Do not start on 2023 yet. I know everybody is very anxious for it. Really appreciate that when it comes to Relias. Rusty's shaking his head. Can't wait to 2023 so he can do his Relias. But just wait, all right? You're going to have to hold off, Rusty. Wait till 2023 to start that. How many of you remember have done the pumpkin contest? Who here has been winners of the pumpkin contest? All right, we're going to do that again. October 17th through the 24th is going to be your opportunity to pick to decorate pumpkins. You can pick them up outside of HR's office. Ahead of that, look for an email. My guess is probably that Thursday, Friday. I believe the 17th is a Monday. Pick up your pumpkins. Then they have to be done by the 25th of October. They're going to be actually on the second floor, so obviously it's a little tight. Where we usually do them would be along the hallways. We're going to do them right outside Mike Reaver's office. We're going to have resident voting, and then we are not going to allow you to persuade residents. So just let the residents see the pumpkins and vote organically, all right? We don't need any swaying of the votes. Hey, that pumpkin looks really, really good. Don't worry about this pumpkin. I think there was a little bit of that last year. We don't need to go back into that. But no, let's have some fun with it. I think it's always a fun venture, and it's always incredible to see your creativity and talent. Yeah, try to beat Lindsay and I. Cortex surveys. How many of you took a it was a 3-question simple survey, right? Pretty simple. Thank you. We got a ton of responses for that. Really appreciate that feedback. That helps us and your supervisors know what do we need to work on? What are we missing? That communication is vital. We've had at this point, we're probably closer to 100 surveys returned. Thank you. We are going to be doing those types of surveys throughout the year. Again, very simple. Up to you to take it. We love the feedback, though. Extraordinary awards. How many of you have gone through and seen extraordinary awards? Does everybody know what that program is? All right. Just to highlight a few, we saw James Green get one, Angelica Rogers, Nicole Nicholson. I apologize. We have Lila, Michael Andrews, Sanja Neal, and so many others. Go take a look at the board. You are getting those reward points on a consistent basis because your efforts are being recognized. So thank you, thank you, thank you. How many of you have cashed those points in already? Anybody? All right. Some people are really saving up for some stuff, but Bev, I heard that you got some cool stuff. Employee engagement. This is a big piece, right? So the survey that we did for Cortex, well, now we have every 2 years we do a formal Halloran survey, right? Back in 2020, we did a survey, we took your feedback, us as a director team and supervisor team took that feedback that you provided us and implemented it to improve the employee culture here at East Castle Place. This year we're doing electronic surveys only. We will have roughly 3 to 6 laptops available at any given time. These surveys, we are looking for 100% participation. We want your feedback. It's crucial to how we know how to improve the work environment that you work within. It's probably going to take you about 10 to 15 minutes. It's about 20 to 25 questions. Probably not even that long for some of you that are maybe a little bit more comfortable with it, have done it in the past. But we want your feedback. You'll have an opportunity for comments. These are going to be anonymous. You are going to be a part of a department, right? And so if you're a department of 1, Mike, or you're a department of 2, you will be mixed in with other departments so that there is that anonymity, if that's a word. Made it up. But ultimately, we want to make sure that it's based on when you're supervisor, we're talking about the director, right, of your department. And also we want to make sure that you provide that real-time feedback, right? Let us know what we're doing really well. Let us know what we have to improve upon. Let us know your experience. So there is opportunity for comments. To provide those comments, please do. If you have any questions, please answer all the questions about your department directors again, not your supervisors. And then we need you to take a picture of the completion of that survey. So at the end of the survey, your last page is going to say complete. Take a picture of that. You might say, well, why, Tyler? Why do I need to take a picture of that? You know it's done. Do you want prizes or no? That's kind of up to you. You take that picture of the completion page, you're going to get entered for prizes. And now you're going to be like, well, what are the prizes? Well, let me share this with you. First prize, and the first name to be drawn, is for a Nintendo Switch, a Bose headphones, or some AirPods. The second name is going to be a Keurig, an Instant Pot, or air fryer. Anybody have an air fryer? Love mine. It's the best piece of appliance you'll ever get.
Definitely agree.
Thank you. I'll be the new one. Third name, virtual reality goggles, an Echo Dot, or a charcuterie one. Anybody big in charcuteries? Big charcuterie guy. To have your best opportunity complete on the first day, you're going to get 5 tickets. Do it on the second day, 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you don't do it by Friday, you're not going to be entered to win these amazing prizes. So again, complete it on Monday, get your 5 raffle tickets, bring your completion sheet to Jen, and you'll be entered in, and hopefully you have your opportunity to get one of those amazing prizes. All right? This is just a small token of our appreciation for not only the feedback that you provide, but also to say thank you for taking the time to let us know how we're doing. Questions on the employee engagement piece? All right. If not, I'm going to turn it over to Lindsay to wrap us up.
All right, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
Let's get pumped up, thank you. Thank you. You're cozy, it's getting warm in here. Sweater was a mistake today when it's gonna be 72. It's that weird time of the year, goodness. But, COVID update. This is the best update we're giving in probably 2 years because we're taking a step in the right direction. Meaning, testing requirements are no more. So what does that mean? Obviously, we still will be testing and so on, but we only test based on symptoms as well as exposure protocol. So what does that mean? If I showed up coughing, sneezing, body aches, chills, not feeling great, I'm not going to come to work, number one, thank you, but I'm going to go get a COVID test. So as well as, and now, 'tis the season, I'm going to probably get a flu swab at Walgreens at the same time. So because I am symptomatic. That being said, my test comes back positive. You know, I'm not standing necessarily within 6 feet of anyone with a mask off for a prolonged period of 15 minutes. So exposure protocol has remained the same. Essentially of that, no mask within 6 feet for 15 minutes. So please be aware of that. But talk to Ashley, talk to myself, and we will tell you if you need to be part of that protocol. Or when in doubt, we do a significant amount of contact tracing here, and you are tapped on the shoulder if you do need to be swabbed. So. And again, you'll hear from Ashley if that is the case. And then another great thing too is our residents, this is just an extra one for those who work in the health center, no longer need to be immediately in isolation. upon entering the community if they don't have their booster or they're not up to date. Only if they are obviously sick with some contagious infection or for the new multi-drug resistant organism protocol. So that is wonderful for our new admissions, as many of them were in isolation. Eye protection, yay! I don't see anyone slipping up on this and wearing that. Oh, Kizzy, just kidding, overachieving over there. Goodness. So we no longer need eye protection in healthcare areas. That being said, keep them around for good, safe measure. You know, I have hope that this is gonna not take a step back, but we've seen weirder. And again, just masks. And eye protection is required in those rooms that do have the containers, drawers outside of them. And then last but not least, get your booster, please. There is a lot of, I'd say, governmental talk of what up to date will soon become. And that being said, if you're over 50, having your 2 boosters. If you're under 50, having 1 right now is considered up to date. They anticipate that to change, where if you're under 50, getting 2 boosters, and if you're over, getting 3. So if you have questions on that, please see me. You can Google it. It's literally right in front of our face, I feel like, all the time, whether you're watching the morning news, evening news, goodness, you're on like the TikTok news or Snapchat news, and so on. But go get your booster from CVS and Walgreens. We will not be hosting a clinic here for boosters, so tell your friends that you can go and get a shot at 11 o'clock today down the street, essentially even just walking in. It's very easy. And again, doing it protects you, protects your loved ones, as well as protects our residents here, and you still get that 4 hours of pay, so don't leave that on the table.
Question.
Yes?
Do we, agency staff, do we still test them when they come in our Zoom?
Great question. So the question was agency staff, do we still test them? The answer is yes. As we do have note of their vaccine status, but just because it's external people coming in, and we'll let you know if that does change. And then if you are exempt, approved through HR, you are required still to twice-a-week test based on our positivity rate in Milwaukee County. All right, and as Tyler touched, the water tower resident transition, just to fill in some loopholes. Important upcoming dates, we will have an open house for residents, family, and staff on October 25th. So stay tuned for reading on-shift messages, memos, as what that will look like, as we don't want all 200 staff coming in at once necessarily, but we will have an open house for that. And then again, vendors, community partners on the 26th. Then we do expect to move the residents, and again, as Tyler mentioned, all of this is tentative based on the licensure, but as of right now, the first 2 weeks of November. So we'll have our residents, all of them moving over to the new building, whether they're moving to floors 1 and 2, 3, 4, or 5. And with universal movers, we are looking to move 2 to 3 residents per day, maybe 1 to 3, I'd say, depending on how much belongings individuals do have. And I know residents talk to you, whether you're cleaning the room, providing cares, giving them a meal. That should be a seamless move. Everything from being taken off the wall, put in a box, packed up, and re-hung up in their new apartment is our moving partners will be doing for them. So it should be exciting. And now that you saw that updated video, you'll see how beautiful their new apartments are going to be. So a lot exciting things in the motion. Any questions on this? No? And again, last but not least, Relias, as Tyler mentioned. We can delete this for the next one. But please complete them all. You still are not eligible for your raise if you are not current with Relias. So when in doubt, do your Relias, but not beyond 2023. And just remember, you're the best. You all are great. Look at that cute dog. Just Looks like Anna's dog. Yeah, looks like Cooper. But thank you for all you do. We got a couple months left in the year. A lot of moving parts.
Don't be offended, Cooper.
Yeah, sorry. Your dog's name is Cooper.
Yeah, just a couple final words. Gone so fast. Flu vaccines, they're available today, before and after. Actually, tomorrow and Thursday, before and after the allotted all-staff meeting times. Reminder, it is mandatory. You did sign it as a condition of employment here at East Council Place, so I do want you to get that for not only your own protection, but for the residents we take care of's protection as well. We already held the flu clinic for our own residents. We had over 62 residents get that flu shot. And so again, they're doing their part, and I know the rest we'll get to 100% residents. Same thing in the health center and in the higher levels of care area. I know what that's rolling out too. So if you have questions regarding that, please see Ashley Drummond or one of the nurses as well regarding that flu vaccine. You are entered into a raffle if you get it by Thursday for a $75 gift card, a $50 gift card, and a $25 gift card. If you need that incentive, it is there for you outside of just protecting yourself, protecting the residents. Lastly, I just want to wrap up by saying a true, sincere thank you. Thank you for not only today, but thank you for what you continue to do on a daily basis. You're the reason why I enjoy coming to work. It really is that family that we have here. I'm very, very fortunate to work alongside of you. If you need anything, let me know. We're here for you. And last but not least, again, hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the year, since this is the last time we'll be collectively. I know that we have some exciting things coming up in October, not only the pumpkin contest, but from an HR perspective. We also will have a Thanksgiving dinner, a Christmas dinner, and holiday celebrations to look forward to. But until next time, stay safe, take care, get your flu shot, and we'll see you in January. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Ooh, wow.